Hi, I'm Kurt Smith, and welcome to AppTalks, a series of conversations with Salesforce customers on how using business apps from the App Exchange can help you manage all aspects of your business. Today I'm here with Brad Sibold from Kelly Services to talk about how Kelly Services is using Tact to manage their sales team's process. Welcome to AppTalks, Brad.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell me about Kelly Services and your role there.
Well, we started staffing back in the 40s, I'm sure you're aware. So we've been pioneering staffing for over 70 years. I manage the professional and technical branches for the West Coast, so IT, science, finance and accounting, and engineering. And we're about a $7 billion company here in the US, but obviously global as well, but just all aspects of workforce solutions.
Fantastic. And how big is your team?
I manage just over 25 salespeople on the West Coast.
So what is a typical sales cycle like for you?
It's actually very quick. We are managing resources for people that needed somebody yesterday in most cases. So our sales cycle is between 3 and 15 days from start to finish. So it's very important that we engage with our clientele multiple times a day. There's usually multiple hiring managers in the process. So a lot of moving parts.
And what challenges were you facing that led you to look for something that would help you manage your team more efficiently?
Definitely. Because we're out in the field, we have a combo of inside and outside sales aspects to the roles. We really needed a solution that was allowing our salespeople while in the field to have all of the data from previous interactions, being able to document while in the field to keep the opportunity rolling because the sales cycle is so quick. And we didn't really have that. People were driving around with Excel spreadsheets in their hands and really didn't, were flying by the seat of their pants, so to speak.
And how did you find Tact?
Actually, we were at Dreamforce last year, and we stumbled upon their table and saw kind of the 30,000-foot view of what their capabilities were. We invited them down to our San Jose office, and actually the CEO, Chuck Ganapathy, came in himself and showed us the app, me and my IT team, and we were just thrilled with its capabilities of taking what we needed into the field and being able to keep my salespeople, moving, so to speak, and documenting while they were going and having everything that they needed at the touch of their fingers.
And what were some of the initial results that you saw?
I mean, immediately it was in the documentation. It took some time to actually see the results of using the app in the field, but immediately we saw about a 25 to 30% increase in weekly and daily documentation. Biggest thing for management and personally myself was the content itself. Most of my salespeople were documenting at the end of their week where you're running off of memory. Now that they're able to document in the field as they go, the documentation, the relevancy of their data also escalated as well. As far as long-term results, we've seen the biggest uptick in our larger clients where it's more of an account management where you're on a particular campus and you might have 100 different hiring managers and you're able to then call them while you're in the field or while you're even in their building, meeting with one manager. Now you can call others, look at their history, get a reference point, call them, try to book an impromptu meeting, and we've seen huge results. One in particular, a 40% increase in sales over the last 6 months. And I just had a business review on another account where we increased over 250%.
So tell me about the implementation. How did that process go?
Speedy. Actually, once we got the Tact team out and got my whole sales team in one room, they were able to answer all their questions. We were able to load the app in everybody's phone right there, make sure that everybody was working, answer their questions, and got them rolling. They actually brought some of the developers in as well, which was awesome, so they could hear the feedback and maybe work on next generation stuff.
Cool.
And then obviously our business is very highly security oriented because we're dealing with thousands of people's personal information. So security was a huge deal for my corporate when looking and evaluating Tact. We ran them through the ringer and they did a fantastic job. All of our Salesforce admins approved it. All of our IT security and email security was approved, and we were obviously excited that they were a gold sponsor with Salesforce. That made us feel really good.
That's awesome. So the implementation went really well. What about adoption for your team?
Majority of speaking right away. Most of my salespeople are millennials, and they attach to the app right away. It was really all about taking the email button away and taking everything into the Tact, because it that has your calendar, your mail, all your accounts, all your leads, all your opportunities in one. So I think it's all about moving the app to your main 4 apps so that they were utilizing that every day rather than shifting in between the apps. I think that really helped the adoption rate right away.
That's awesome. And you mentioned large accounts, and Tact, you think Tact has directly helped you get into some larger accounts.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when you're doing account management, obviously we'd love to be able to meet with every one of your prospects while you're in the building, but maximizing your time in the road. We pay huge mileage and there's a lot of expenses while you're in the field. So driving to one appointment and then driving all the way back to the office doesn't seem, feasible, right, or economical. So it was all about getting them in the field and then having their whole portfolio on their phone allows them to go ahead and look at the history of a contact, call them, book an impromptu meeting or a canvas call, so to speak. And they were getting increased face time, increased face-to-face. Increased relationships means increased revenue.
Absolutely. And it must help them plan their days that much more efficiently, right?
Oh yeah, no more Google Maps in the morning and having your map in your car and going your route, right? You can get in the field, utilize their map feature, get out of your one meeting, look at all the prospects and clients that are in the area, go ahead, call them, tell them you're in the area, come by for an impromptu meeting. And again, our business is all about timing. And so it increased our timing and our face-to-face, and we were able to bring in more collateral damage business, so to speak.
So one of the things we like to do on AppTalks is always do some peer-to-peer knowledge sharing and advice. So if I was managing a combination of an inbound and outbound sales team, what advice would you give me if I was looking for a solution that was going to help me get away from using Excel spreadsheets and Google Maps?
Well, I think if we're talking about Tact and getting somebody to implement something like this, I would say it's all about taking the other distractions away and utilizing that one feature right away. There was also some other features like we went to a trade show and we were able to load up hundreds of contacts by taking a picture of all the business cards, and it would immediately load into our leads all their information, where it used to take days and days to get all that info into Salesforce so that we can actually start following up. So I think utilizing some of these types of apps to speed up the process of work has been awesome. I think as far as adoption and integration, I think it's just getting to use it and getting them to know how to use it right away is most importantly. I've had a couple people have questions. The Tact teams come right in, solve their problems right away, and it's been awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what about the future?
Sky's the limit here at Kelly Services. We continue to pioneer and find new workforce solutions in our commercial space. We also are continuing our investments in our professional and technical realms, and then obviously workforce solutions for full HR augmentation, so to speak, MSP programs and those types of things. So yeah, we're just continuing to invest and growing worldwide.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Brad, very much for being here. Really enjoyed speaking with you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you on the next AppTalks. Hi, I'm Kurt Smith, and welcome to AppTalks, a series of conversations with Salesforce customers on how using business apps from the